Yeah, apparently people are a little upset that the new Secretary of Education has no education or is not qualified to be the Secretary of Education and only wants to turn she wants to create all privatization of public schools. Basically, every school will then be a charter, so your tax dollars are paying for religious schools. I don't know if there's a whole bunch of people, representatives and senators lately that have been doing town halls, and it's just been a nightmare. One of the videos you see is town hall erupts at Chaffet, whatever. People telling him to do his job, him or her. I haven't watched the video. We had a town hall with Representative Martha Sally down in Tucson.
McSally.
Yeah, Martha McSally. And apparently she would not show up herself. It was a teleconference because she called those people barbarians that were paid to make her look bad.
You work for us, bitch. You need to show up. Plain and simple.
We had here in Apache Junction, a representative of Senator Jeff Flake was here at the Apache Junction Library. I think it was today.
It was actually today
or was
from
it
like
yesterday?
noon. I think it was today from like noon to 3 or whatever.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh.
Bless you, Dan.
Yeah, there's 3 in a row. So Senator Flake's representative was here today at the Apache Junction Library, and apparently it was a full crowd of Republicans and Democrats that were very upset with a lot of what's been going on at the Capitol right now. And everybody was just ragging on the representative that Jeff Flake sent to this meeting. So we have a whole bunch of representatives and senators that work for the people that are refusing to get in front of the people. Now, we also have heard that in March, Martha McSally from CD2, who refuses to be to have town hall meetings, is going to be speaking at a For Tucson breakfast. I think it's March 23rd. So she'll go speak to the Christian groups, but she won't speak to the rest of her constituents because she feels that they're barbarians, they're paid protesters or some shit like that.
You represent us all, or should be.
It doesn't. First off, there are no paid protesters.
I know.
I would like to see
what
the
is that
evidence of
about?
that. You can say that they're paid protesters, but let's see some evidence of that before you start broadcasting it. Because if not, it's called libel.
And is
or is it slander?
No, it's slander if it's in writing, libel if it's in print. Or do I have that backwards?
Well, writing and print is the same thing.
Or one of them
one's
is...
verbal, one's in
yeah.
print. I think libel is in print and slander
is in verbal, yeah. But, I mean, realistically, you're an elected official. You're held to a higher standard. And if you can't deal with that, then...
Well, it's not even a higher standard. It's just the fact that
you
work for us. Okay, if
not
you're a
the other way
representative,
around.
we are your constituents. You don't treat us like that. If you do, then I think that it should be very easy to get you out of there.
And you should be representing all of us, not just those that you
voted
think
for
that
you.
voted for you or that you have the same interests with.
Right. So those of you that live in Tucson, I believe it's March 23rd, and you can go to For Tucson's website. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. A friend of mine let me in on this the other day, and I kind of looked it up to try to find out what was going on. Let's see here. So, fortucson.com, number 4. It's www.4tucson.com. Okay. It's all religious organizations and businesses. Okay. And these are the people that she'll go speak to them. But she won't speak to anybody that wants to have a town hall. So, let's look at March. I think it's the 23rd. No, it's the 24th. Okay. So if you go to fortucson.com, click on their events link, you can sign up to go and listen to her speak for Tucson. Okay. It's $25 per person for non-partners. It's not a private function. It is broadcast, and it does not have any minimum requirements for you to be there. Okay? So, register today. If you look at the event and then you click the register today, it takes you to a page where, as a non-partner, so basically the average citizen, can spend $25 and you can go listen. Now, what my recommendations were when I was asked this question about it was we need to have people there that are quiet, listening, and recording. We need to have people there that are going to be rowdy if there's a question and answer service so that they can actually try to ask pointed questions. And then we need to have people outside protesting for the representative that refuses to have town halls with the public but will speak to religious organizations without a problem.
Okay, I have the need
For
to ask.
Tucson.com.
I feel like I'm about to ask a really stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If it's a public meeting full of public people, why is there a fee?
No, it's a, well, you got to pay for the breakfast.
What if
it's a breakfast event.
Oh, okay.
You can't just show up there and expect to not pay for breakfast. I mean,
they
have to pay for the room, they have to pay for the food, blah, blah, blah.
So it's not just paying to listen to somebody yammer on. There's food involved.
No, there's food and blah, blah, blah. Okay.
A bribe.
So the tactic I would suggest for any of these town halls that people start seeing popping up, if these representatives and senators actually have the balls to do that, they need to get people inside to record everything they can that are quiet, that are listening and attentive and not causing trouble. They need to get people inside that will ask pointed questions if there's any kind of QAs. Yeah. And then you need people outside protesting the fact that they refuse to have public town halls.
And people that are not afraid to talk to the media if the media does show up to something like that. People that are credible, that don't make total asses of themselves. People that can actually articulate the facts and what the actual problem is and what they actually hope the solutions will be.
Yeah, we don't need people to go to these things and actually try to be disruptive.
No.
We need people to show up at these events that will actually ask real, pointed questions on how they voted on stuff, why they refused to engage the public that elected them. I mean, anything like that.
Productive and logical, would you say?
Productive and logical. We need to get these answers and questions and stuff on audio and video so that we can actually use those to bring awareness up. Okay? I don't care what political party they are. If you want to go to, for example, if Kirsten Sinema from CD9 has a town hall, if you want to find out, because I kind of don't agree with some of the votes.
It's funny you said that because so many people are so pissed at her lately.
Right. So if you want to start holding people accountable, let's hold them all accountable. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, whatever. We hold them all accountable. And the only way to do that is to ask questions, audio, video record where possible, and protest. Peacefully protest, okay? No riots. The riots, not good. It just brings the wrong message. So remember that. Keep those in mind. Because it's time for the people to start standing up and actually taking back our country. We just handed our country over to the billionaire class, the business class, the people that don't care about your livelihood as long as they're getting paid. We have to change that. So it's your duty as an American citizen to actually be a part of that and to actually do something about that.
Don't be apathetic. Don't be lazy. Don't say, oh, well, I don't have time. You know what? We're all fucking busy. But it's in all of our best interest to actually do something. Even if it's just making a phone call or writing a letter. We all have that time. And if we don't and we choose to make the excuse of, I don't have time, then we all kind of deserve this. And you know what? We don't deserve this.
I think my phone's ringing. I have no idea who's calling my phone.
Should we ignore it?
I don't know.
Let me go look and see if I recognize it.
Well, you better hurry or else it's going to turn off. So, yeah, I mean, if we're going to really actually do something that's going to benefit the people of this country, then we need to start working together to do that. We can't rely on our politicians to follow that because obviously they're not. Obviously they're not. They're not going to pay attention. They're not going to listen to what we're saying, so we need to make them listen. And the way that we do that is we put pressure on them. We are the voters that put them in office. We should be the voters that we can take them out.
I would think.
Well, you would hope. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be, right?
But they only want to actually represent the people that voted for them.
Well, yeah, but there's ways to get around that. okay, you can go to their offices, wherever their offices are. Most representatives and or senators have a local office. Okay, I think McCain's is in Scottsdale. I think
so.
I'm not sure where Flakes is. I think Paul Gosar has an office someplace in CD4. I think it's in Gilbert, maybe, or somewhere. Look and see if you can find where your representatives' offices are, and go there. Engage their office staff. Deliver letters of discontent if you don't like what they're doing.
Try to go there in groups. Don't just go there as like a single person.
Try to get a bunch of people to go there at one time, because these legislators around the country right now are getting hammered. If you look at the headlines, I mean, you can see all these different, teachers' town hall question goes viral. Town hall erupts at blah, blah, blah. Protesters appear to block DeVos from school. There's a lot of people getting up and actually doing something. And those are the people that we actually need to work on getting involved, getting networked together so that it's an actual force as opposed to a few stragglers.
And I want to give a shout out to the Satanic Temple, because they've been actually busting ass in many states in fighting many fights. And they've actually made some progress in I can't remember which state it was, where it's to do with the invocation, to where they can't basically discriminate whether you're religious or non-religious. But anyway, there's people out there that are actually fighting fights, even if you don't see it, don't know about it, don't care about it, don't understand. Know that there's people out there that are actually fighting for equality. And I mean, you can do your part. All it takes is to make a phone call, to write a letter, to show up at your legislator's office. And like I said, don't be lazy. Don't say, oh, well, I don't have time, I'm busy. We're all fucking busy. If everybody actually just did at least one little task, it would take the burden off of so many other people. The ACLU can only do so much. So come on, if you want this world to change, you got to be part of that change, or shut the fuck up.
Yeah. It's going to take everybody to start working together. We need to stop this whole crap of, well, there are some people that you're never going to reach. Okay, that you're absolutely, no matter what you do, you're never going to be able to have a logical conversation with, because to them, they believe all the shit. Okay, they believe all the crap. And you're never going to be able to change on that. Now, today, okay, this was like totally out of the blue. We get off work a little bit early today because we had some errands we wanted to run before we came home and everything. So we go to Costco because we need chicken salad.
And Fireball.
It's
all about steak. Priorities. Come on, we're
some
human.
Shredded cheese, some cat litter, that kind of stuff. Okay. One of the things that happens, we walked in there and somebody shouts out to us. I mean, what's the chance of running into somebody we know at Costco in a different city?
During snowbird season, the place was packed, right?
So we turn around and look, and a friend of ours who's a pastor at a church, I think in Gold Canyon, his name's David. He's a really nice guy. He's a pastor of a Christian church, and he stops us, and we start talking and everything. And it was strange at that point in time. I mean, because it could almost be a joke. A Christian, an atheist, and a humanist walk into Costco, right?
All in the search for chicken salad.
Yeah. But the thing is that we were all three, okay, worried about the same thing. There was no difference of opinion based on atheism or humanism or Christianity at that point in time. We were all talking about the same thing. We are all afraid of what's happening in our country.
And we were all very engaged.
So, it's real easy for people that are of different belief systems, of different lifestyle choices, of different gender issues. I mean, all these different labels that we put on all these different organizations, it's really easy to come together and find one focal point that is more important than the little stuff. And we had that moment this afternoon at Costco, of all places. Thankfully, it wasn't at Walmart, because that would have been depressing. But we talked about, okay, we've got to do something. We have to do something. As in, not the Christians have to do something, or the atheist has to do something, or the humanists have to do something, but we, all of us included,
people
have to do something. And that's something that our country has lost track of a long time ago.